Today I want to quickly show us something very important from my experience of bread making and the usage of yeast in some of the pastries and some other snacks. Now I think this will be helpful tips for anybody that is working with yeast. Now I have this here as yeast, and I want to show us how to be sure this yeast is active before making use of it, because I've seen a lot of persons, maybe they're making bread, donuts or some other stuff, and they're making use of yeast, and at the end of the day they find out that after working with the yeast, they observe that their product don't rise, it don't double in size. Now they don't trace back the fault to be that the yeast is not active. Now today I'll be showing us how to be sure your yeast is active before you start using it, so that you don't just get a bad yeast without knowing that the yeast is not active, then you start using it to work, and at the end of the day it affects your product. Here I have here with me, I have some quantity of yeast. Now I have some quantity of sugar, your normal sugar, granulated sugar. So I have here water, normal at room temperature water, and I have here warm water. So what I'll be doing now is I'll be making use of lukewarm water. Now the water will not be that hot nor cold. So now I'll show us how to form that lukewarm water before we use it to proof our yeast, to be sure our yeast is active. Now I have a container here. Now what I'm doing now is I'll pour in little of the hot water, just little. Then now I'll dilute it with some at room temperature water to be sure the water is active, like it's normal. Now you can see this water is not as hot as this one now, because I just diluted it. I added lukewarm water. I can use the tip of my finger to just be sure it's not as hot. And if I still want it a little bit hot again, I'll add this to it. Just little, just make it lukewarm, not too hot, not too cold. Now this is it now. Now the next thing I'll be doing now is to fetch a little quantity of my yeast, little quantity of the yeast. Let me just take a little of it. You see? You just little quantity. Now pour it inside the lukewarm water. And then the next thing I'll be doing now is to take some of the sugar quantity also. You see? Then now I'll stir. Just stir very well. Now I'm feeling like the water is not that lukewarm enough. I'll add a little of the hot one just to make it. Now this is just a test to be sure. It's not as if probably you can try to make it of this again. You can try to just discard it and use your normal yeast. Now the next thing I'll do now is I'll cover it, allow it to sit for some time. Then I'll observe what is going to happen. If this yeast rises, then that simply means this yeast is active. But if it remains like this, after some minutes I check, then I'll know that this yeast is not active. Okay, here's the result I got. Now let me open it. Now you can see. Now it's showing me that this yeast is active. Why? Because you can see the yeast does double in size, in fact triple in size. Now if I leave this covered, the yeast can start pouring on the ground, because it just showed me it's active. Now with this, now I have the confidence to make use of my yeast.